Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in my BMW World event to check out the newly launched BMW cars. For the first video in this event, I'm going to feature the M cars, as M car is BMW's performance division and they have a lot of awesome cars. Today's video I'm going to feature 3 different models coming from BMW M. We have the G87 BMW M2, this is the G90 BMW M5, this is the G82 BMW M4. Now I'm going to do a walk around video according to the sequence. And before I start, please make sure to subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. Now let's go to the first model. This is the G87 BMW M2. Now, as you can see, compared to the previous gen F87 BMW M2, they have changed a lot in terms of the design. Now let's bring you the exterior styling tour. As you can see, it comes with a 20-inch tire, which is very massive for this car. Now this is the rear look of the G87 BMW M2. Although it created some controversy for this rear look, but after looking at it for quite some time, actually it looks quite distinctive. Now you have 4 exits tailpipe, which is the signature for BMW M. As you can see, the tail lights has a 3D styling, which looks pretty nice and some curvature around. M2. Now let's just look at the heart of the BMW M2, because this is what you consider buying an M Power car. As you can see, you have a strut bar right here to increase the body rigidity and the handling. And everything is very lightweight because this car emphasizes on lightweight and better performance. And this one, it runs on a Sao Paulo yellow, which looks very stunning in person. And you have a BMW signature clean grille, which is finished in gloss black. I like that the sizes are not too aggressively big, like the normal BMW that you get. Down here there's a big air intake for your cooling, but it do not have the netting. So if you want to drive this car aggressively on highway, you may need to take note on the stone chip that may run into your radiator. Here's the M2 plate. This car is going for around 700,000 ringgit Malaysia. Now let's take a look on this G87 M2 interior. Compared to the F87, this is basically a major upgrade. Now let's step inside. So this is obviously a 2-door vehicle. So we get a frameless and a Harman Kardon premium sound system. Let me off the music. Alright, now let's quickly go through the doors. Now, the BMW M2 in the new generation has stepped up in terms of the technology. You can see that now it comes with a BMW curved display and this very nice and very chunky M steering wheel together with the memory 1 and memory 2 function. This is for you to set the presets. For M1, maybe you can set for comfort usage, or M2, you can set for more aggressive driving. As you can see, you can set basically a lot of things regarding to your driving dynamics. And here you get a very nice patterning, and you get 2 sets of memory, and a pedal shifter it's very chunky than your usual BMW. Now right here you get a organ type pedal together with a kick down button. And the footwell is very spacious, so you can find the ergonomic leg position for your pedal and the brakes. Now this is very usual BMW's curved display, and you get a lot of carbon fiber inserts to increase the sportiness for the car. So the aircon vent is following the new BMW style. I personally don't like this design, but what to do? This is the trend right now for it to have rather hidden aircon vents, but they still come with the ambient lighting on the top. So down here, being an M Power car, Everything is finished in a coated carbon fiber, and this is the famous BMW gear knob, and you can adjust the sensitivity for the gear shift. Now for the M2, it doesn't come with the DCT like the F87 generation. It is the same engine and transmission, SP automatic like the M3 and M4. Now you have a start button right here which is finished in red. Red means sporty. And right here, this is only dedicated for the M cars. You have the M mode. As you can see, you can set to have road, sport and track for more focused settings. Right here, if you click on the setup, this is where you can set the M1 and M2, because you can set the engine to be Sport Plus, chassis in Sport, steering in Sport, brake Sport. This is your sportier setting. This is where you can set the M configuration. You can see there's a lot of things for you to adjust. This is why I like BMW M, because it's a driver's car. Obviously, you need to have more customization in terms of the driving part. So you have engine, transmission, chassis, steering, brake, DSC, M traction control. Because this car is a rear-wheel drive car, so you can sort of adjust the traction control to let the tail to have a bit of tail happy. M sound probably is the exhaust note, and reset to everything. So this is M2 is the same thing. Now I want to emphasize a bit on the gear shift, because it's very different than your usual BMW. To go into D, you need to push to the right, push right again to enter manual mode, whereby you can use the pedal shift, and you push to the left to enter N, and you push to the left and up to enter reverse, and P is here. So this is your iDrive control, very usual. So here you get a central armrest, and the seat right here is the usual sport seat. It's not the full bucket carbon seat, so this one is relatively more comfortable. Here you get the M2 illuminated lighting, so at night you can easily recognize this car as the M2. And there's a very nice color stitching at the sides, which makes the interior look more interesting. Now, enough for the M2. Here's the pop open the boot. What do you think about the design of the G87 M2? I think it looks very distinctive than the usual BMW that you see, because it's a bit more boxy in terms of the styling. And you get a very signature M hood.
Free gelato! Raise up your hand. Free gelato? Yeah?
Now let's look at the G82 M4. This is a larger car in dimension, in size, compared to the M2 right there. It runs on the same color, Sao Paulo yellow. And this is the facelifted G82 M4, because you can see that the LED tail lights has become the straight type instead of the angled one like the pre-facelift.
Okay, I changed my questions. Tell me.
Now here's the front grille design. When it first came out, it also created a controversial in terms of the grille. Now here's the engine. Same with the G87 M2, just that the power of this, of course, is a little bit more than the M2 because of the size and the weight of this car. Now this comes on the M4 trim. It runs on 19-inch, 275, 35, and the M brake calipers, 6-port. At the rear, it's a 20-inch. Now this particular model right here is actually the X-Drive model. So right here, you get a CSL signature tail lights in the M4 competition, which is nice. This tail light actually looks very different than the usual BMW that you get. Most importantly is the BMW laser light system. So it's a very high-tech tail lights.
Okay, so right now I am at the BMW Premium Selection. Okay.
Here's the M4 competition side vents. Now let's look at the pricing.
This is our finance.
It's around 900,000 ringgit Malaysia, so it's a very expensive car. But if you like M4 definitely this car is suitable for you. Because now the sizes are actually bigger than the F82 M4.
You love ice cream? Anyone love ice cream? Show your hand. Okay, this one fastest. First of all, what's your name?
Now let's check on the interior. The interior has a very nice color combination which gels with the exterior color. Now if you pull this, the seat will move forward and to access the second row. So it's a very typical 2+2 seater. And as you can see, even if the seat is adjusted a bit backward, the rear passengers still get adequate amount of headroom. So this is a very practical 2+2 sports coupe. Now the interior is identical to the G87 BMW M2 because everything is shared, including the M1 and M2, pedal shifters, and the M gear knob. So you get 2 sets of memory. So yeah, this is the M4. Alright, now let's move to the big brother of every BMW M models. This is the G90 BMW M5. This is considered one of the most expensive BMW M model that you can get. This is my first time seeing this car in person because on the road you can see quite some G82 M4 and M2. But this one, they just launched in this My BMW World event. Let's go through the technical specification for this car. This is still runs on a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine. I'm glad that now BMW still do high power and cylinder that is V8 engine because everyone is going downsizing in terms of the engine displacement. Even C63 has already downgraded from a V8 to a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. But this being a flagship model from BMW Saloon, they are still retaining the 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, which I really appreciate it. But they need to comply with the Europe regulation in terms of the fuel efficiency and carbon emission. What they are going to do with this 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, they add the plug-in hybrid system. You can notice on the left right here, there's actually a charging port. It's only AC. On a full charge, it can give around 69 kilometers of range. But the engine right here, it is up to 700 to 800 horsepower and 1000 Newton meters of torque combined output with the plug-in hybrid system. So it's very crazy. But do take note that this M5 right now is heavier than before. It's 2.5 ton. 2.5 ton, 700 to 800 horsepower and 1000 Newton meter doesn't seem a lot because nowadays we are bombarded with a lot of EVs. Basically, any EV may smoke this car on the get-go. But you buy M not just for the speed and 0 to 100 times right, it's for the driving pleasure. If I got the chance to drive this car, I'll definitely drive it. But for now, let's take a look into this G90 BMW M5. When BMW actually first teased this model on the internet, many people actually doesn't like the looks. I think it looks less fierce than the predecessor, the F90 M5. But compared to the M Sport model that we get in Malaysia, right, I think the front part actually done right because there's a bit of wide body on the side, whereas in the M Sport in Malaysia, it doesn't come with the wide body, so it actually looks less fat, less muscular. You can see that nowadays BMW design is going for a more straight cut design, just like the M2 right there. And it comes with a BMW iconic grille, which means that this part is actually illuminated. And this is your pre-crest system coming from BMW. And the headlight cluster is now going for this kind of design, same like the facelifted G82 M4. And down here, same thing as the M2, it doesn't have a netting. So when you're driving this car fast, you need to take note on the stone chips and some other things that goes into the intake of this car. Because this car runs on a high power engine, they need a good cooling system. Hence, they just remove the netting and they increase the inlets for the under bumper section and the grille. Down here at the side you can see there's a bit of vents for you to channel air to improve the aerodynamics for this car. Now if you look at the side profile of the G90 M5, it is actually a very huge car. It's an E segment sedan. Now this color is very interesting. I kind of like this color. As you can see, the retail price is 1.18 million. You can see that this car is full with technology and passion in terms of the performance. Now let's look at the rims. It is using a Hankook Ventus S1 Evo, but of course you can change to a more higher performance when you purchase the car. Now this runs on a 20-inch rim and there's a 6-port brake caliper that is ventilated. And it's a dual-tone rim design. In the end of the day, this is still an executive sedan. Now all M cars, they have the rear wide body. Compared to the usual BMW 530 or 520 M Sport, this part you can see there's a difference between the normal BMW and the M Power model. Right here there's a signature Hofmeister King which says M5. This is only dedicated to the M Power models. As you can see, you get a carbon fiber ducktail spoiler and an M5 wording. Now you can see this is BMW signature. You get 4 exit tailpipes, and right here is a gloss black finishing, and here's a reverse light. I think the rear shape actually looks nicer than the M Sport model. What do you think? There's a reflectors right here. This angle is the best angle to admire the M5. I need to take a photo of it. Okay. As you can see, this has some M specific side mirrors which is finished in carbon. Now let's take a look at the interior. Now this being a executive sedan, you can see that the interior still finished in very chunky leather, and the seats is, even though it's a sports seat, there's an M5 wordings right here, but when you sit inside, it is actually very comfy. Now let's close the door. Very solid. And right here you get a Bowers & Wilkins premium sound system, 2 sets of memory, central locking, windows fully automatic, but this part I think is a bit cheapened out. I hope they can do some design, maybe put some carbon fiber or gloss black to just actually detail this part up. And as you can see, there's an ambient lighting running across the entire dashboard. The most differences between a normal BMW 5 Series and the M is this M1 and M2 button. This is more chunky than the one I've seen in the M4 and M2. And you get a very nice pedal shifter, and there's a boost mode. Hybrid, BMW curved display, everything is very usual from a usual BMW. Down here you get a very nice compartment to store your phone, 2 charging port and 2 cup holders which is illuminated in lighting. This is your start stop button, and this is the drive mode only dedicated for BMW M cars. This is M Hybrid. As you can see, M Hybrid you get Dynamic Plus, Dynamic Hybrid Electric E controls, M mode, Road, Sport and Track, safety and warning, so and so forth. Setup, same like M2 and M4, you can configure your M1 and M2. There's a lot of things for you to play with. MX drive, this is same with the F90 M5. 4-wheel drive Sport and 2-wheel drive is mainly rear-wheel drive only, so you can have some fun and drift this M5. You get auto hold, this to deactivate your traction control, and there's a very nice M illuminated imprinted in this iDrive knob. The gear knobs are also Same with the LCI BMWs right now.
There's somebody there.
Central armrest. Now let's get to the back seats. One more look for the interior. Very nice. Now let's check out the back seats. Although this is a M5 and the seat is significantly larger than the usual M Sport seats, rear legroom is adequate. Here you can mount your iPad, so and so forth, and you get a manual sunblind. This is also perfect for your family usage or your business trip, because this one actually adds on your privacy, and occasionally you want to drive it aggressively, you can go to the driver's seat. Seat bench is full length and it supports my thigh. This is a very comfy 4-seater family sedan. Why I say 4? Because at the center tunnel right here is rather tall, so it is not suitable to sit a middle passenger. At the rear you get dual zone climate as well. The amenities for the rear seat is actually pretty good, and there's a M on the rear of the seat, remind you that you are sitting in the most powerful 5 Series that you can get. One highlight is on the roof. It doesn't have a sunroof because this car is using a carbon roof, just like any other M Power model, to save some weight. But this part, the headliner is finished in a very nice suede materials. Bowers and Wilkin premium sound system. So yeah, this is my first impression walk around video for the G90 M5, the G82 BMW M4 Competition X-Drive, and the G87 BMW M2. If you have any comment regarding to these 3 models, you can comment down below, let me know. And if one of it is your dream car, you can comment down below. Let me talk about my personal dream car. It's actually the M5, but the F generation. I think that is a timeless BMW M that you can get. But this one is not bad as well, because it has a lot of new technology and it's more powerful than before. Just that the weight is a bit heavy for a performance car. But they need to comply with the carbon emission, so they need to add on a lot of hybrid system and battery, so it increase in weight. Other than that, I think BMW M is specifically for driver's car. So I think 3 of these won't drive bad. Now this marks my walk around video for these 3 M Power model. Be sure to stay tuned for more walk around video in this My BMW World event. I'll be producing more walk around video regarding to other BMW cars. So please stay tuned. Lastly, please make sure to subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. I will see you in my next video. Cheers!